Long ago, in the land of Egypt, a cry rose from the depths of suffering. The children of Israel, enslaved, beaten, broken, cried out to Yahweh. And Yahweh heard. He raised up a man, Moses, a Hebrew by birth, raised in Pharaoh's palace. Now exiled, yet chosen, Yahweh sent him to confront the most powerful king on earth. "Let my people go," Moses declared. But Pharaoh's heart was stone. So Yahweh responded with plagues. Water turned to blood, frogs, gnats, flies, boils, hail, locusts, darkness. Still, Pharaoh refused. Then came the final judgment, the death of every firstborn in Egypt. But Yahweh made a way of escape for his people. Each family was to take a lamb, spotless, pure, without blemish. They were to slay it and paint its blood on their doorposts. "When I see the blood," Yahweh said, "I will pass over you." That night, the angel of death swept through Egypt. Cries rose from every Egyptian home, but the houses marked with blood stood untouched. Pharaoh finally relented, and the Israelites, in haste, fled. With no time for leaven to rise, they baked unleavened bread for the journey. This was the first Passover, and Yahweh said, "Remember this day, keep it always. Teach your children." With a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night, Yahweh himself led them. But Pharaoh's fury returned. His chariots thundered behind them, and before them, the sea. Panic surged. The people cried, "Moses, why did you bring us here to die?" But Moses stood firm. He raised his staff, and Yahweh split the waters. Walls of water rose on either side, and Israel walked across the sea bed on dry ground. Behind them, Pharaoh's army followed. But when Israel reached the other side, Yahweh closed the sea. The waters roared and swallowed Egypt's pride. Israel was free. In the wilderness, Yahweh called Moses to Mount Sinai. There, in fire and smoke, he gave them his commands and his appointed times. He said, "These are my feasts, sacred appointments, holy rehearsals. First, the Sabbath, a day of rest every seventh day, a weekly reminder that he is creator. Then, the Passover, the lamb, the blood, the deliverance, followed by the feast of unleavened bread, 7 days without leaven, a call to purity. Then, the feast of first fruits. When they entered the land, they were to bring the first sheaf of the harvest, lifted, waved with gratitude and hope. These were not just memorials, they were prophecies. 1,000 years passed. Then, during Passover, Yeshua, the Lamb of Yahweh, entered Jerusalem. He healed the sick. He taught of the kingdom. He broke no law. No sin was found in him. And yet, he was betrayed. On the 14th of Aviv, at 3 p.m., while lambs were being slain in the temple, Yeshua was crucified. The sky darkened. The earth shook. The curtain in the temple tore from top to bottom. The way to Yahweh was opened. His body was buried just before sundown. As the high Sabbath began, the first day of unleavened bread, for 3 days and 3 nights he lay in the tomb. Wednesday night, Thursday, Thursday night, Friday, Friday night, until Shabbat. At 3 p.m., Yeshua rose, not dawn on Sunday, but on Shabbat, the 7th day. He fulfilled the feast of first fruits, the firstborn from the dead, the promise of more to come. 3 days and 3 nights. Not metaphor, not tradition, literal, exact. As he said, then Yahweh gave another command. From the day after the Sabbath, count 7 weeks. On the 50th day, celebrate the Feast of Weeks, Shavuot. This feast remembered the wheat harvest and the day Yahweh spoke from Sinai. After his resurrection, Yeshua walked with his disciples for 40 days. He promised, "Wait in Jerusalem. The Father's promise is coming." And on the 50th day, Shavuot, it happened. The house shook. Tongues of fire descended. They spoke in languages they'd never known. Jerusalem was filled with Jews from every nation. and they heard the message of the kingdom in their own tongue. 3,000 believed. The Spirit of Yahweh had come. From Egypt to Sinai, from lamb's blood to the cross, from a sheaf of barley to the empty tomb, from a fire on the mountain to fire in the soul. Every feast fulfilled. Yeshua, our Passover lamb, our unleavened bread, our first fruits, the giver of the Spirit. But the story isn't over. More feasts remain. Trumpets, atonement, tabernacles. They point to his return. Until then, we remember, we proclaim, we live as witnesses from Jerusalem to the ends of the earth. Because Yahweh's plan has always been to rescue, redeem, and restore. And his story is still unfolding. This is the fulfillment of the feasts.